The Galactic Council had been monitoring Earth for 3 centuries, waiting patiently for humanity to develop beyond their primitive stage. What they discovered horrified them beyond measure. Commander Vex of the Altarian fleet studied the readings from their deep space sensors with growing alarm. The human homeworld was a death trap, yet somehow billions of creatures continued to thrive there. The atmospheric readings alone should have triggered an immediate evacuation protocol. "This cannot be accurate," Vex muttered, his 3 eyes blinking in rapid succession. "Run the scans again." His science officer, Nix, operated the controls with trembling appendages. "Sir, the readings are consistent. The humans are breathing a gas mixture that would kill most civilized species within minutes. Their atmosphere contains 21% oxygen." A collective gasp echoed through the bridge. Oxygen was known throughout the galaxy as the universal solvent of life. Even the most hardy species could barely tolerate concentrations above 3% without suffering cellular damage. "Furthermore," Nix continued, his voice growing more strained, "their entire planet is covered in a substance they call water. They actually consume this liquid daily and immerse their bodies in it for recreation." Vex collapsed into his command chair. Water was the most corrosive substance in the known universe, capable of dissolving nearly any material given enough time. The fact that humans voluntarily exposed themselves to it suggested either unprecedented stupidity or impossible biological adaptation. "There's more, sir," Nix added reluctantly. "They have somehow weaponized their star. Their planet orbits close enough to receive direct radiation that would sterilize any normal world, yet they deliberately expose themselves to this stellar radiation and seem to derive pleasure from it." The implications were staggering. If humans could survive in conditions that would kill every other known species, what did that say about their potential as a threat? "Send word to the Council immediately," Vex commanded. "This species requires immediate intervention." Within hours, the emergency session of the Galactic Council convened. Representatives from 47 species gathered in the Great Chamber, their various forms of life support equipment humming quietly in the background. High Counselor Zix addressed the assembly. "Fellow beings, we face an unprecedented crisis. The species on the 3rd planet of the Sol system, known as humans, are living in conditions that violate every known law of biology and physics." The evidence was presented systematically. Humans consumed water, breathed oxygen, and bathed in stellar radiation. They had somehow adapted to survive in a biosphere that should have been uninhabitable. Worse yet, they seem to be thriving. "They are clearly suffering," declared Counselor Bex of the Thermal Collective. "No species would choose to live in such conditions. They must be rescued immediately." "Agreed," chimed in Counselor Wex from the Crystal Dynasties. "Their biology has obviously been corrupted by their toxic environment. We must evacuate them before they spread this contamination to other worlds." The vote was unanimous. Operation Salvation would commence immediately. 3. Days later, the largest fleet in galactic history assembled at the edge of the Sol system. 500 ships carrying evacuation equipment, medical facilities, and emergency life support systems prepared to rescue humanity from their doomed world. Admiral Rex transmitted the standard evacuation notice to Earth. "Attention, humans. Your planet is uninhabitable. Prepare for immediate evacuation. Do not resist. This is for your own safety." The response that came back left the entire fleet stunned. "Unknown vessels, this is Admiral James of the Earth Defense Force. You are ordered to withdraw from our space immediately or face military action." Admiral Rex could barely comprehend the message. These creatures were refusing rescue from their own toxic environment. Clearly, the environmental damage had affected their mental faculties as well. "Humans, your atmosphere is poisonous. Your water supply is corrosive. Your sun is bombarding you with lethal radiation. You must be evacuated immediately." "We're perfectly fine, thanks. Leave now or we'll make you leave." The absurdity of the situation was beyond belief. How could beings living in such deadly conditions pose any threat to a galactic fleet equipped with the most advanced technology in the known universe? Admiral Rex decided to demonstrate the futility of resistance. He ordered a single patrol ship, to approach Earth and deploy a standard pacification beam. The patrol ship, commanded by Captain Dex, descended toward the blue-green world. As it entered the atmosphere, alarms began blaring throughout the vessel. "Sir, hull integrity compromised," reported the ship's engineer. "The atmosphere is eating through our shields." "Impossible," Captain Dex replied. "Nothing can penetrate Altarian shields." But the readings were undeniable. The combination of oxygen and water vapor was somehow corroding their most advanced defensive systems. The ship barely managed to retreat before suffering catastrophic damage. Meanwhile, primitive human aircraft were rising to meet them. The vessels appeared to be constructed from metal that should have dissolved instantly in Earth's toxic atmosphere, yet they flew with apparent ease. "This is impossible," Admiral Rex muttered as he watched the human fighters approach. "They're using technology that shouldn't function in their environment." The human fighters opened fire with weapons that seemed to harness the very forces that made their planet uninhabitable. Projectiles traveled at impossible velocities, and energy beams somehow maintained coherence despite the electromagnetic interference from their radioactive sun. Within minutes, 3 galactic vessels had been destroyed by weapons that defied every principle of physics. The remaining fleet found themselves facing an enemy that had somehow turned their own hostile environment into a weapon. "Retreat," Admiral Rex ordered, his voice barely a whisper. "All ships, immediate withdrawal." As the galactic fleet fled toward the outer system, a single transmission followed them from Earth. "Next time, maybe try knocking first." The Galactic Council would later classify humanity as a Level 12 hazard species, the highest rating ever, assigned. Their recommendation: complete avoidance of the Sol system until further notice. Nobody wanted to meet the species that had weaponized their own extinction,